Hunting is often labeled as evil, but what if it's one of the most misunderstood tools of conservation that we have? Regulated and responsible hunting is not only good for you, it is good for the environment. I personally have been hunting for over 10 years now, and I've grown up in a family of hunters, so I have gained so much experience and knowledge over the years. Today I'm going to dive into the arguably controversial topic of hunting. I'm going to explain how it benefits nature, funds conservation, and can make a lasting impact on your life. Now, starting with overpopulation. So this is a problem throughout many states in the U.S., but specifically Michigan. So in ecosystems where there are no large predators like wolves and mountain lions, overpopulation in deer can occur. Now, this is a problem because it increases illness, disease, and parasites throughout the animals, increases overbrowsing, which can lead to starvation and ultimately habitat loss. Regulated hunting aids to control the population of the environment, ultimately leading to a happier habitat. Now, in Michigan specifically, when a hunter buys their hunting license, they get 2 deer tags per year. So this allows them to kill 2 deer per year. So this is an example of a responsible and a regulated form of something to aid with overpopulation. So this helps control overpopulation in different areas. So killing an animal sounds immoral until you understand what happens when no one does. Now, conservation. So hunters are actually some of the main contributors of conservation efforts. I actually didn't even know this until a couple of years ago. So, according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, sales from hunting license provides about 60% of the funding for state wildlife agencies. And then there's also the Duck Stamp Act of 1934. So this is where hunters are required to purchase a federally issued stamp prior to hunting for waterfowl species. Now, 98% of the sales goes directly into habitat conservation, which is incredible. This is one of the most popular and successful conservation programs ever. All right, next up is grocery store meat versus wild game. So most meats in the grocery store come from domesticated animals. These animals are raised in dirty, cruel, and harsh living conditions, often injected with hormones and antibiotics and given genetically modified feed. So consider looking into what you're buying. It could be from a company that abuses their animals. Now, on the other side of things, there's venison. So venison is packed with so many nutrients. You know exactly where it's coming from. Their diet consists of grass, berries, and plants. The deer has lived a happy life, cruelty-free and hormone-free, just living in nature. So here is a picture on the top that on the left is meat, typical meat from the grocery store, and then the right is wild game meat. And you can see a difference in the color, how much richer and dark the meat on the right is compared to the left. So if you think hunting is cruel and unethical, but you're also buying meats from companies that abuse their animals, you may be contradicting yourself. So my personal experience, so I've learned that hunting is more than just killing an animal. Growing up with my dad to now as a young adult, I've grown such a love and a passion for animals and the woods. Hunting has affected me in so many ways. It has given me immense respect for wildlife. People may think that hunters don't appreciate wildlife or are cruel and mean towards animals, which is completely the opposite. I have such a profound respect for animals and how they feed us, and it's also provided me months worth of food for my family. So I've shot 2 deer in my life, so that gave me the opportunity to feed my family for months and months, which is honestly such a privilege and something that I felt so proud of myself for. It's also made me more environmentally conscious. So being out in the woods, like 3-4 months out of the year, like all the time, every weekend, it has really made me think about my decisions and how they are affecting the environment. It also has helped me connect with nature even more. So when you're hunting, you're sitting out in the woods in the dead silence with no entertainment, can't talk, just gotta sit in the silence. And it really helps you appreciate nature and clears your mind. I'm someone who personally struggles with anxiety, and hunting has been the kind of an outlet for me, not exactly for killing the animal, but for just being out in nature. Just being out with nature, connecting with nature, and kind of unplugging has really just had such a positive effect on my life. So that was a lot. So if you're still with me, hang tight because I'm almost done. All right, so overall, regulated and responsible hunting is not only good for you, but it is good for our environment. Hunting license sales go directly into conservation programs. A regulated population equals a happy ecosystem. Wild game meat is also some of the best and whole meat that you can eat. Hunting also provides an opportunity to learn about nature and grow profound respect for it. So if you were against hunting or on the fence about it, I truly hope this opened your eyes and widen your perspective. Hunting is not only about killing an animal, it is essential in maintaining a happy and healthy environment while also raising funds for conservation and feeding families.